Hold on.
No audio? Guys, we're just checking the audio. We're checking the audio. Buddha.
Mic check. You guys can hear me?
Me?
Justin.
Just checking the tool shed. I think it's
Okay.
broken. They can hear us?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
You guys
got it.
put a one in the chat if you can hear us. Put a one in the chat.
Okay, it's better now.
Good?
Set.
All right, good. All right. So, as I was
Hello.
saying, guys, welcome to On the Mat, the one and only On the Mat. And thank you guys for joining. April 15th today. And I was just talking, you guys missed out on it, but I'll bring you guys back up to speed. So, we were out for lunch yesterday at a great restaurant called Lunchbox in Labasa. And there's like it seems like it'd be like a logical thing, but it's done by I've seen many people do it in Fiji, and it really grinds my gears. All right, it's people who go to restaurants with their kids and then allow their kids like this. We're talking like not toddlers yet, even like we're like people are wearing shoes but not running. Like around 2 years old, like they just put them right on the table, and they just let them like sit right on the table with their shoes on, and then they run on the floor, and then they just set them on the table, and it's like, I know Fiji's like a really hyper respectful place, and that's why it really surprises me is because like we're all familiar with like the table on the floor, like lots of us growing up we used to always eat on the floor, and when the tablecloth is down, that's the table. So it's like even people in Western countries, they're not used to having tables like that aren't actually just a physical table. And so you think that when you have a table, like it's like, okay, we don't step on the floor table. We're definitely not going to step on the table. But it's like, for whatever reason, this family is just, and I've seen, like I said, I've seen it before. This family just letting their kid hang out on the table, just chilling. And I was like, it's so gross. Like, and then I was thinking about the table we were sitting at. I was like, man, that's disgusting. Like, it just feels like really disrespectful and kind of nasty. What do you think? Is it not really? You don't care? Like, it's like when people have their animals on the countertop. So I think it's disgusting. Like when cats like jump all over the kitchen and stuff. Like, you know, the cats like walk in their own piss, right? And then you just let them like hang out on your counter. And the same thing with the kids, like walking around. It's like, okay, well, why not get to the restaurant, take off your shoes, and put them on the table? It's
like dirt.
Yeah, it's gross. It's just nasty. It's like unsanitary, and it's like it just feels disrespectful to me. So, anyways, that's what I'm worked up about today. Does it bother you guys, or is it just me? Like, cause I saw that, I'm like, all I see is red. Like, get out of this restaurant. So, apologies.
There's a lack on for the restaurant to provide kids chairs.
What's that?
Kids chairs.
Yeah.
One. Would you say like there's a
Lack
lack in that for what?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
As such.
But then don't put them up on the table, because the table's even higher to the tile. You know what I mean?
You know those stool kind of chairs for kids.
Yeah, like the high chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be what restaurants ideally would have. But, maybe it's not in the budget or whatever. Like, But yeah, like usually in North America at least, like they have high chairs. Like, usually off in the corner. And so like when they see you coming in with a little kid, they'll like bring a high chair. And sometimes you have to ask, sometimes you don't. But like, you definitely don't put your kid on the table. It just seems like really inappropriate. Yeah, I don't know. So,
how was your weekend though?
My weekend was, it's pretty low key. We just hung out. We went to church, and we just kind of relaxed on Saturday, which was really nice. I think we. Oh no, we did go to Subsabo, I guess, right? Yeah, because Steph's parents are actually going to be visiting. My wife's parents are going to be visiting next month, and so we were looking at a place to rent for a little while. Actually, I think like 3 weeks.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, beautiful place actually in Sakawa. And then we went to Sosabu, and me and Stephanie played pool, and the boys got to swim.
Hmm.
So we went to the Sosabu Hot Springs Hotel.
Hmm.
And yeah, we just came back home, chilling.
Nice.
Chilling. You didn't go home this weekend, right?
No.
No.
Yeah.
You going next weekend?
In this
Yeah.
weekend, yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of going to the island cleanup with the church.
Oh yeah.
It'd be a good
Maybe
vlog.
when I come back.
Huh?
Back from the
And then
back
go.
from the island. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I'll go. Because we won't be there. Or we're gonna be there the whole.
Probably till the afternoon, eh?
Yeah, I can. But if I get 4 or 5 o'clock bus.
Yeah. Yeah. So our church, anyways, we go to a church called Grace Bible Church, which is a church that just recently opened in Mombasa. It's part of the family of Bible churches in Fiji. And we were actually attending the Hindi or the Indian church, a Hindi-speaking church before, and so just recently there was a bit of a demand for like an English service, and so they decided to let the Indian congregation continue to do their thing, and we started a English-speaking service, and so yeah, that's been fun. Yeah, it's been. I've never been part of a new church plant, so this is something that's like pretty new for me. So we're growing a little bit every week, and it feels like a really tight family at the moment. Like
I kind of like it.
yeah, I know. Yeah, like it's not your big church production. Like the music and everything is not like that. Of like we don't have like a bunch of like musicians. So like usually it's like the same gracious people like every week who like Faith and Hope and those girls, super talented.
Yeah.
And like carrying the music on their backs, and then actually the preaching is well distributed because there's 3 pastors that basically share the preaching, so
Yeah.
it's a good variety of like speaking types. And so yeah, I've never been one to go to church I've never actually attended a church where I went because of the speaking, and lots of people like love churches, at least overseas. People love going to certain churches because they love the speaking or they love the music. For me, it's always been like what happens during the week that's more important than like the Sunday morning service. So like, I've been to churches, been a part of churches where like the speaking didn't blow my mind. The music was like, not game changing or anything, but it was what the community that we had during the week that was like super special. And so, yeah, I think there's been a huge focus on like Sunday mornings with churches, and I'm not sure. I've often questioned, because I was on a church board before, and this is something we all question together as a board, was like the amount of effort that goes into the Sunday production from like the church board, the staff, and the main pastoral staff. And just like, we asked, like, we were talking to each other, and we're like, is this like what God kind of would envision the church to be? Is like 70% of, or even 50% of the effort of the church is focused on a Sunday morning, and then like half is left for community development, discipleship, and like looking after widows, orphans, and kids, and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, we tried a thing out at our church where like we would have like one Sunday every quarter or something like that, where the whole church would show up and we just go out and like rake or like look after some old people, like look after the yards, do their yard work, so like pick up garbage on the highway and stuff like that. So I like that. It was like a bit, and then we'd all come back for like a barbecue at the church afterwards.
Oh yeah, it's always that
Huh?
at the end.
Yeah.
It's
So I was
okay,
like,
barbecue, okay.
yeah, I was like, man, that's like a pretty. I like that. I don't know, that style of community, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we all feel like church has to be like a certain way, and it has to happen in this like way. Like to open with music, and then you sit down, you have the announcements, and a bit more music. The kids get released for Sunday school, then it's a sermon, and then music, and finished. But yeah.
So, what's something new? What's something that you look forward to doing for this week? What is something that,
Who do I look forward to this week?
yeah,
Um,
what is something that you wanting to improve, that you feel like you need to improve from last week to this week? So
oh,
your training, reading your Bible, whatever that is. And something
yeah.
that you look
My
forward to.
Bible reading was on point last week. Like I did my devos every day. This week I've been just trying to spend a little bit more time with the kids. Just like even if it's just a little bit. It's just easy to be like, okay, go home, and then I'll like. I was supposed to come home and like edit a document and resend it off like a proposal for a media job, and saw leaky, and I was like, ah, you know what? What's really important? I can do that later tonight after this live, but right now I could like hang out and like play volleyball with my kid, and so that's what I chose to do. And it was only like 10 minutes or something like that, but it was still like I made an actual decision to not do the thing that can actually wait because it's already almost end of day. Nobody's gonna make it, you know. Nobody's gonna make a decision based on the email I sent tonight, and or this afternoon, and so it can wait until later for them to see in the morning. And so, yeah, trying to make just a bit more of a conscious effort to like spend. And I'm not talking about like formal time. Like I'm just like hanging out with the kids, because like I know for boys, like the coolest thing is when your dad does stuff with you. And so, because I felt that when I was young, it was fun to do stuff with my dad. Whether that was like if you wanted to go to the field and play rugby, or go for a run and I would ride my bike, you know, all those kind of stuff, or go fishing like that, you know, just even after school, like, hey son, let's just go to the reservoir. Because there was like a big water catchment outside of our town, and they stocked it with trout. And so you could just like pay a fee to the town every year, and you could just go fishing there. And it's all like, the fish are like huge. Like they're like,
Real fish.
well, they treat the place, right? And so they're almost like Frankenstein, kind of like nuclear.
So you think it's
Fish.
all because of that?
Maybe, I don't
That's
know,
why
but they're huge.
Aren't you like scared of like eating it?
I don't know, they tasted good. Maybe that explains my size now. Like, it's jacked, you know?
That's why your future's
Yoked.
so bright.
My future's so bright.
Yeah.
Doon.
From Tara Foster. Hello again, Tara.
Hey, Tara.
How are the kids finding homeschooling?
I think they like it. I mean, you know, everything is like the grass. When you're a kid, like the grass is greener on the other side, and so for them, like, you know, they miss their friends a little bit, but because we live in the village, it's so much more. Sorry, it's so hot right now. I'm just like sweating over here, guys. Because we live in the village, it's a bit more like community based, so they get to play with the kids like every day when they come home. They just have huge, epic rugby games or playing tag. Right now, they're down at the river swimming, and so that's their newest thing, is that they go swimming, just them two, and so we can hear them from here, and so they get to like go down for like 5 minutes at a time, then come back and like check up, and so it's been. There's good and bad parts to it. I think Stephanie is making way more progress than like the school system was able to make. And it's not a teacher's fault. This is like, there's flaws with every school system, all right? And I would rather send my kids to school in Fiji than in Canada, to be honest with you, because there's not as much junk being taught in the schools, if you know what I mean, or if you catch my drift. And so I have no problem with the school system in Fiji. I just felt like we could accomplish more or just the same in a way shorter amount of time, and they can be kids more throughout the day. So like right now they finish the school in like 2 to 3 hours, and then they just hang out. They go play outside, climb trees, or do whatever. We make them run, make them like in between like a couple subjects, and they have to like go and like do a few laps in the village. So what's up? We'll get changed.
Got a question for you.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna get a little more deep.
Oh, from
today.
you?
From me.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Do you think you found your purpose?
Do I think I found my purpose?
Yeah.
Um, Purpose is one of those words that I don't think about it. I don't know if it's like I don't believe in it. I just don't think about my purpose. Like, I actually really find I have a lot hard time with like even talking about it because I feel like talking about purpose is is just like a good way to find like disappointment for yourself. I think if you recognize your strengths and also recognize like your responsibilities, you and do something about it, you have realized and you are working within your purpose. So like for somebody to be like feel like they have found their purpose but not be like a responsible father is like I have no respect for that, and so I don't even know like what my because for me like purpose is not up to me. Like I am just like a tool to be used by God. And so I believe that like and I said this to a couple guys the other day, just because this is what actually my friend Lindsay Schmidt, who's actually sometimes on these lives, he said this to me a long time ago and it really stuck. He's like, I feel like God's not really concerned with like what I do, but more like how I do it. And that was in regards like obviously you can't go there and like do child trafficking and be like, oh, I'm not saying like that's not
Okay. Okay.
yeah, and that's a really bad example. But
So weird.
I'm not saying like he doesn't care about what you do. It's about like how you do it. Like, um,
Dude, how come you?
we're into child trafficking.
I'm still stuck with that.
Okay, I was just saying like you can't be like an evil person. That's not what we were saying. We were just like it was during the time when I was leading the young adults group, and the young adults like forever ask the question like, what is God's will for my life? What is my purpose? Like, I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life, because they're in that stage of life where like, the world is your oyster and you can like make a decision and like, I don't know if I should go to university or if I should pursue this job or go into ministry, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, what if like you just thought about like what you were really good at and what you really wanted to do and then go do those things, because that's probably what God, those intentions are probably put there by somebody who knows you better than you know yourself. Because like, can you explain the reason why like you're really good at math, or can you explain the reason why like when you see a vehicle or you see like an engine, you can just tell how it works? Like some people just don't have that. So like if that's like a natural gifting of yours, so then like you go work within that gifting, and stop like worrying about like what I do, and just like glorify God with the things that He's already given you, instead of like worrying about like what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Just like worry about like how you're gonna do it and how it's gonna glorify God. And so I don't even know what my purpose is. Like the mission of our company is to create employment opportunities. I want to be part of a group of people that like changes the way that business is done in the South Pacific, and be like an example to other people, and then like beyond like and be a good father, be a good husband. Like that's my purpose, I think. Like I'm just like, you just have to be faithful with what you have at the moment, and then like doors will open up. And like you're always just like one moment away from your life changing forever. You know what I mean? Like we're in talks with a gentleman in the company right now to grow the brand in a big way, and I keep hinting at this, but that was all because we make videos, YouTube videos, and he is a man who's God's blessed, and he's had a really successful business, like one of the top employers in Fiji, and he wants to be a part of our journey. And so we're discussing like what that looks like now. And that doesn't happen. Like, that's not me planning on it. That's just like us being diligent, being like, hey, we can make content. And then like, oh, some guy watched it and now we're going in a direction that like might change our lives forever. And like, I didn't plan that. Like, we're just like, okay, what are we good at? Well, we seem to be decent at making content in Fiji. And we're not the best. Like, there's other guys like who do it better than we do. Or like they speak to like a more niche audience. We're just trying to achieve something a bit different than other people. And so I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying like, I feel like, hey, we've been gifted with this following and like, okay, let's hire you. And then let's like pursue that direction and like be consistent about our content. And then it's like, oh, some guy's watching it. Oh, this guy's like really wealthy and he wants to like invest in you, you know? And so like, I feel like my purpose is just to be diligent with like my convictions. And that's why we had to come to Fiji, because like one day we were sitting here on the veranda looking at this mountain and be like, wow, we have to do something about that. And so that's, yeah, I feel like your purpose is yeah, being diligent in your convictions. Yeah. And so, yeah, well, I mean, that leads me into like something that I also thought about before. And like, you know, people always say like they burn out or like they find like, you know, like, yeah. I mean, a lot of you probably have felt like you reach into burnout. I don't actually know if burnout's actually a thing. I was talking about my dad about this. And I don't think burnout's a thing. I think burnout is just like a loss of purpose. And so, like, because that's one thing that I see that's consistent amongst people who like say that they're burnt out is they just like they find that they have no purpose, and so they're working really hard at something and like not knowing why. And that's like what keeps me going is because like this is like not that easy all the time. Like life is not always great, but I'm driven by like knowing like why we're doing what we're doing and like how we can change the world, and I want to be a part of that. And so on the days when it's hard, I'm reminded, I just think about my purpose and it just helps me to just get that thing done or like take the next step. And so yeah, I think if you feel burnt out, you probably just need to like ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. And if you literally can't answer that question, then yeah, you probably need to move on from that thing, you know, or reignite the purpose. Like if you're talking about like a relationship or something like that, then yeah. Long answer to your question. How about you?
What are you asking? I'm asking you the question.
Oh, okay, sorry. Fine.
Well, me, I've always thought that you know, I'd find my purpose, right? And it'll be a one thing,
Okay, yeah.
whether it be doing photography, doing videography, or content manager, or working at this company, or doing my own business and all
Yeah.
that. And as time goes, the seasons of my life that I went through, I've realized that my purpose, it depends on the season of my life.
Yeah, okay with that, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Your
Like,
purpose changes.
yeah, my purpose changes
Yeah,
every
sure.
time.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I was working at the company, FSC, at the lab for about 3-4 years. And I felt like I haven't progressed.
Right.
I've learned everything and
There's
I've
nowhere
got
to go.
comfortable
Right,
with
yeah.
the work, and I was like, okay, I feel like this season of my life has ended.
Yeah.
And I need to keep on moving or to keep on growing.
Yeah.
I feel like my purpose there is ended. And I moved to Tavini
Yeah, that's right.
because I wanted to do underwater photography. I wanted to learn and I wanted to experience the tourism industry and all
Right.
that. So I experienced that. And
Do you ever regret that you went to Tabuni and not to like Nandi?
I regret.
Or like in the moment, like obviously life
the
has gotten you
moment.
to the point where like I'm not saying you regret it now, but
Well, yeah. I feel like everywhere we go, the decisions that we make, there's regrets in it. And
right.
at the moment, I had no choice but to go there work.
Oh, okay.
Because, after losing everything, the
Was that during
cyclone.
COVID?
Yeah, after the COVID and
Oh,
that cyclone that hit
yeah.
Lambasa, and losing all my gears and everything, and moving out from there.
But why did you choose Tavini over like Viti Levu?
That was like
The only opportunity.
the opportunity that called, because
Oh,
after FSC, I worked again at FSC while I was staying at a church.
right.
And then that mandatory thing came, the vaccine,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to take it, so they had to let me go.
Right.
They gave me 2 weeks notice, and I didn't want to take it. They let me go, and I moved back in that church,
Yeah.
just helping out in the church, and 3-4 weeks later,
What church was that? I mean, you can. I mean,
it was a
did it-
Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's pretty cool.
The what do you call this? Evacuation center.
Oh,
At the
okay.
time when TC Anna hit Lambasa.
Right.
So I ran there, and I just stayed there.
Wow.
I didn't moved out until that job called
In Tavini.
in Tavini. I was like, finally a breakthrough, and like I asked them what are the positions. Like, oh yeah, sales marketing, doing this, to learn underwater photography. It's like, okay, that's something that I want to
Heck yeah.
always do, because I know there's money in it.
Right.
To do weddings underwater,
Yeah.
bro, that is like ridiculously like 50 grand, 60 grand just to go scuba diving.
Really? Eh?
They do the whole I do underwater.
What?
Take a photo, come
Whoa.
up,
Whoa.
easy 50 grand.
Wow.
I saw it one time, and I was like doing some weddings in Namale Resort, and then this guy walked up, like with all his diving gears, his camera gear. And I talked to him, like, "Whoa, dude, what's this?" Like, "Oh, that's my underwater gear."
Carmeline guy.
Carmeline guy. He flew in from Australia. I asked him, "How long did you do this wedding?" It's just 30 minutes underwater.
Right, because you dive time. Right?
Dive time.
Yeah.
Good. They do the photos. Come up again. I said, "How much is that?" 50 grand.
Whoa.
It's hot.
Wow.
I was like,
Crazy.
50 grand? What? US?
Really?
Yeah.
U.S. Holy
Like,
smokes.
Bro.
Dude, you should quit your job. Oh, wait, don't quit your job.
And so when that opportunity came, I was like, I didn't have any choice. I was like, yes, I need a job right now. And I jumped to the opportunity because they didn't ask me for my vaccine. That was the thing. So I was like, oh yeah, they didn't ask. I was working there for a month. And after that, they finally opened the resort a week before they opened it, and then they called me. It's like, hey, I need your vaccine card. It's like, oh, sure, do I have my vaccine card with me? What do you mean? How did you came here? It's like, well, you guys didn't ask me about that. You just asked me about the job, and I wanted it. It's like, oh, okay, no, you have to. But then, it's past like 2 months after that, so the whole conspiracy, I guess, like people people were still afraid at the time. When COVID, the vaccine came. I just like, okay, I guess I could just take it.
Yeah.
And I took it. Worked there for great 2-3 years.
And you've been cross-eyed ever since.
Yeah, a lot of challenges. And then, when you guys finally called, I was like, I feel like my
Next
season
stage,
there has changed. So I was like, okay, I need to be challenged to keep on growing. So my purpose there has changed. And now I'm in this season in my life where I feel like I still have to do a lot of things to grow.
Yeah, purpose can be too overwhelming. I heard that from somebody the other day. They were like, purpose. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we were talking with a couple friends. And they're like, oh, with this like new opportunity, like, we'll see like your guys' life change a lot. Like, do you think that detracts from your purpose? And I'm like, no, not at all. Like, I see myself like, being able to be mentored by a person who has achieved to a large extent like what we want to do, like create employment opportunities. Like he employs like 1,000 people in this country. And so it's like, that is like very much so in line with like what I want to do. And so like to work alongside somebody like that to, you know, develop our company and our business. And like obviously I don't, you know, we'll have to figure out a joint ventureship and partnership, all that kind of stuff, but like that's totally in line with like what I want to do. I could farm. I could farm and like do much more on the farm than I've done up to this point. We've had some setbacks obviously since we started. And that kind of like killed the momentum and because of that I'm rambling now, but because we had such big setbacks on the farm, we're like holy smokes, like one hurricane and like you can lose your whole life's earnings. So like let's diversify. And so then we started this cafe and stuff, and like now growing that brand and okay, so now big opportunities are coming through you know Waka and so it will lead to the growth of this farm. It'll just be kind of in a roundabout way, and so yeah, purpose. Yeah, don't worry. Ah, man, don't worry too much about your purpose, I'd say. Like, just focus on like your responsibilities, you know, and your strengths and like your giftings, I feel like. And I think like the problem for a lot of people is that like they feel like they can't have conversations or else. And it's like say like if you have a job or like a relationship and you feel like this is not for me anymore. Obviously I don't believe in that with marriage, like divorce and stuff, but like if you're in a job and like you're like I feel like this isn't my purpose. I've always been like an advocate for like say what you need to say so that like you can change what you're doing at the job or go get a new job. And it's like because like there's nothing wrong with that. That's employment. Like it's a transaction. I do work for you, you give me money.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if at any point it's like not achieving what you want from it, like have a conversation, because hey, you might like end up just like doing something else within the company. Or like people might not even know that like you're not doing what you want to do. And like if they're not willing to budge, then like why are you there anyways? Then like yeah, then you're just a frustrated, you know, you're just a sad man in a nice car, as Baji would say.
Bula everybody, bula Rokowati Simili, bula Nina, bula Chiara Dini, bula Simili, bula.
Bula to the thousands of you who are joining us live at this time.
This question from Shirley.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just gonna read this comment quickly from
Luke.
Fried.
Oh, what's up? Dude, I'm very excited. We got some. Well, in the next couple of weeks, I'll have some big conversations. I think some more things that we'll be having conversations about together, Luke. So, excited.
So this is from Luke. And people's purpose changes as you right where you want you both to be. Not everyone will understand your purpose. They don't have to. It's between you and God. The trajectory may change, but God knows why.
Yeah.
Bola, everybody. Okay, from Sherlyn. What is Stephanie's greatest challenge moving to Fiji? What is Stephanie's greatest challenge moving to Fiji?
What is her greatest challenge moving to Fiji? I think it's probably both of our greatest challenges, and it's probably just like the communal living of the house that we actually live in. And like I think because you know you guys have to remember like we were married like you know and lived alone 10 years prior to this, like had our own place. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17 and never moved back. And so, you know, it was like, you know, what? Like 20, or like, you know, more than 10 years, like 12 years that like we were it was just me. Like I was renting my own place, living by myself. Since I was 17, like 17 in Fiji is like, you're still a youth. You're still a youth till you're 35, right?
Yeah.
Fiji. So I guess I can't really use that because I'm still a youth then.
No, you're old.
Yeah, but I'm an old youth. And so like I've had my own space like since I was 17. And so and then me and Stephanie got married, we had our own space. And so I think like just like the coming out of your room and then like people are just like in the kitchen. You're like, right. Okay. And so I just but again, like that can be frustrating, but I know like my purpose requires like it's just not this not my purpose. It's not my like thing forever. This is just like what I have to go through right now to get to where
You want to go.
we want to go. And it is difficult to have been raising your kids prior to this and have been your own adults, built your own life for over a decade and then move in with a family who is like really opinionated because like in Fiji, like, my grandma lives with us. And so there is like
Ways.
she has her ways and she shouldn't, I would never expect her to not act in the way that she acts and like, to give the advice that she gives. And like, and I know that she does everything out of love but it's just like, but I'm not going to do that thing because that's not important to me. But then I have to think about like, oh, but this is important to you because like you grew up having to do this with like your mother-in-law and like your your grandmother-in-law. And so like, I understand why you do it. And so I think just, living in, it sounds really bad of me. It's just like, I don't really like talking about it even because it makes me sound like a bad person. But maybe other people can relate. Like, it's tough to sometimes like share this, your space, I guess. Or like feel like your only space is like your room. I used to like, dude, I rarely wore clothes when we lived alone. I'd just be naked everywhere. Like,
In the house.
everywhere. I'm just kidding. Dude, I've actually heard, I have a relative who was telling me stories about the people that she works with, and she was like, oh yeah, all my coworkers, they say they're like naked all the time at home. Like they'll clean the house naked, and I'm like, dude, that's weird.
Because it's
Imagine getting, like splashing like, bleach water on your nuts or something. It's like, it's,
Imagine frying
oh,
onion
exactly.
on
Or like
Sunday.
cooking. Croy the other day. This is an interesting story. Croy's in the kitchen the other day, right? I come out, and he's not naked. All right, so I was just thinking that. But anyways, we came home, and he had no shirt, and he was like frying fish. He's like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. I'm like, dude, you're frying fish with a shirt on. Come on. I'm like, dude, this is so risky.
Yeah.
And so,
You had clothes on though.
no, he had shorts on. I had no clothes on.
Okay.
Yeah. It just I was like peeling the cassava and just getting the fire ready, and he was frying fish. Yeah. But then after I got the cassava boiling and stuff, then I went and put some clothes on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After you showered.
Yeah.
Both showered.
But no, I think, probably just like sharing the space with like so many people, I guess. And that's not tough like right now. But if there was one thing that's probably like consistently tough, it'd probably be that. And like, but also it's measured with like the fact that like I don't have any options right now. Like, so this is home, So like, I don't like you're asking me the question. Who asked me the question? Was it Tara? Anyway, somebody asked me this question, so I'm just answering you. Shirley? Yeah. Shailene. Okay, so I don't talk about this, and this is not like a sob story moment, because I don't really think about this. This is just, you're asking me what's tough, this is what's tough. But like, is it like unbearable? to no extent, no. But like if you ask me what's tough, yeah, that'd be the tough part. So. Bula. Losse.
Oh, quay rồi. Okay.
Volleyball.
Yeah.
All right.
99 problems and the bleach is one.
The bleachers. Is this normal?
Yeah.
You freaking normal. Actually, yeah, speak of the devil, look, we start talking about frying fish with no clothes on and he shows up.
Sure.
Yeah. Easily. He's like, what? You'll have to watch the live back, I guess, yeah. That's why he should be here, so when we talk about him, he can defend himself. From your own personal experience, this is from a person on Instagram. From your own personal experience, how do you save money? How do I save money? Well, I don't save a lot of money right now, unlike most people think. This is probably like the most strained that we've ever been on like our finances. But again, I know what we're working towards, and so I'm not less stressed about it, because when we were just working 9-to-5 jobs and just living, or we were running our business together, we were putting away money. And so the thing, like, you guys should, if you want to just save money, you should watch like Dave Ramsey's content. He's really good at like instructing people how to save money. You should just try to live off of, you should try to just put away 20% of every paycheck that you get. That would just be 20% for saving and 10% for tithe, and then try to live off the rest. That should be your goal. How do I save money? I don't buy what I wanted. So if you go to town and you want to buy this thing that you didn't plan on buying, okay, great. You can buy it, just don't buy it today. Go home and think about it and go buy it the next day. That will cut down to probably like 75% of like the things that you, what do they call it? What kind of spending is that? Where you just, come on, Norm, help me out here. Gratification. That's like delayed gratification, I guess. Yeah. So just try to practice delayed gratification. So you can have the thing, just delay the gratification. So like if you go to town and you want to buy like a diesel cologne or something like that, you know? Like if you're really into cologne and you like spend lots of money on buying cologne, you know?
Okay, dude.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Or you know, sexy mama colognes. Then you might you can
Passive buying.
Yeah, huh?
It's passive buying.
Yeah, passive buying. Yeah, or delayed gratification, passive buying. Yeah, just you have all the permission to buy the thing. Just buy it tomorrow, and you'll probably like cut down on the majority of your like what's inside you, just wanting to be like, oh, I want that thing, I'm gonna buy it now.
Yeah, I've stopped, by the way.
Yeah, you're done?
I've stopped by like
That season is finished?
my
Your purpose has changed?
6 colognes now. I'm down to 6
Six?
colognes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, enough. Okay, enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
I say that's not bad because I had a problem with cologne as well. So
When you enter his room, the columns have to be like start from one corner.
Dude, I was like going through Instagram and like seeing all these colognes again popping. I was like, skip.
shoot.
I'm like looking at my wall. Like, okay, 6. This is enough for this year, next year.
Oh my gosh. That's enough to Love from the Bolumbu fam. Bolumbu.
Referee, James Bond.
Yeah, that's the reason I know that name. I wonder if that's him.
He's a 7th. 7th, yeah?
Yeah, referee for everything. But he went to IRB. He ref for World Rugby at the 7th.
Oh.
I was in Vancouver 7th when James Bolumbu was actually refereeing.
Fiji's number 1 referee.
Yep. Is he still? No. Retired?
Oh,
A long time.
long time ago.
Oh, really?
Mm.
He always looks so young.
Yeah, he was still like, I think if he's 40 or no.
Oh, really?
Time
He was a great ref, eh? Man.
It's a question from Bull. Okay, you want to read that?
No, go ahead. It's done.
From Sam and Ruthie Steiner. Pulare, bro, how are you finding the diving down the coast with Ellen Steiner?
Huh. Well, the Steiner family is just. I'm just kidding. Obviously, you guys are probably related. You like the Steiner family has been so welcoming and gracious. They just like really, really neat people to spend time with, and I don't mean that like. You can have very smart people. You can have very wealthy people. You can hang out with really exquisite gang. But like what I love, and I can speak for, I've really only spent time with Vogie and Alan and Uncle Jacob, and honestly, like every time I come away, and like these guys hear me say it all the time, what I love about Alan and them is just like they are so. Alan's just always happy. Like he's always in a good mood, and that's kind of the people that I want to be surrounded by. Is because like life is already difficult a lot of the time, and so to hang around people who like I feel like I am like in a better mood than, or to be around people who are in a bad mood and need cheering up is like it's impossibly draining for me. And so being around Alan and their family is like it's just so refreshing. Every time I'm there, I just come away and I'm just like, you know what, that from hanging out with Alan, being like that was the best day of my life. I come away with being like
I want to do that again.
I just want to do that again, and I just want to hang out with him. And it's not because like he's one of the few guys that like I spend time with that I'm not like, oh, I wish we had deeper conversations, or oh, I wish we did this. I just like just good vibes from 7 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, and it's just we just chilling, we're hanging out, we're talking about fish, and it's just great. And I'm sure that like as things evolve, like we'll become better, closer friends. But yeah, I love that family a lot. And where's her towel? She's asking. Color that one, color brown.
Madala mati ba uhi?
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
So, nothing but love for the Steiner family. And like I don't know the inner workings. I'm not friends with everybody, but the gang that I've met on the island, I just really appreciate them a lot. They've made our time in Fiji really a lot more enjoyable, and so I feel like it's just refreshing for us because like we live over here in the middle of the jungle, and so one of the things that I love is fishing, and so for me to just be able to buy fuel and like take it out there, and then we go out to all these epic spots. It's just like it's life changing in a way because it makes life bearable sometimes. Like when
it's a breath of fresh air.
yeah, because like I can afford to go to hotels, whenever I want, or just take a break. Like when it was COVID, like we were going out a lot more, but that's because like Radisson Blue was like $140 a night, and now it's like 900. Yeah. Hi. Go play with the boys. They're not playing? No, not right now. Okay? Go play with Junior. And so, for those of you who don't think that our kids asked to be on electronics, that's what just happened right there. My kid just asked me if he could go on the iPad. And so, but see, the difference is that like they will just be like, okay, I'll go down and climb the mango tree because their friends are there. But yeah, that's one thing actually about Fiji that I've just always been like amazed of is like people, like my family members, they rarely go out and do anything like just for them, like couples and stuff like that. Like I don't know if anybody in our village like goes away for the night ever, or just like goes like just to change the scenery. Like my uncle and auntie will just take a drive just to go have, lunch somewhere. But what do you guys think about that? People don't like, that's not
What?
like a husband and wife, or like, going out and just like hanging out together for the day, like taking
Without the kids?
yeah, without the kids, or just going for like a date. It's not really a thing in Fiji. Like, did your parents ever go on a date?
Not that I remember.
Did you ever see your parents date? And like, if you didn't, is that something that you'd want to do with your wife, or no? Like, because I didn't really see my parents date. My dad was raised in the village in here, and I didn't really see them like leave me and my sister and go and do their own thing, like even go out for lunch, or. But they might have, like, when they say, "Oh, we're going to town," they might have like, "Okay, let's have lunch together or something." But
Yeah.
it was never like, "Oh, mom and dad are gone away for the weekend,"
Yeah, no.
or we're, and that's something that I find is important for me and Stephanie. But like, did you see your parents do that?
Like, if my dad's gonna do something nice for my mom,
Yeah.
it's all of us going.
It's everybody, right? But I also find that like a lot of like my family here, like they almost seem like they wouldn't want to go by themselves. Like, not that they wouldn't want to go, but like that they are just as happy, or they're super happy to go as a family.
Yeah.
But then I always ask the question, like, because then there's like, the girls at the coffee shop, they just like want to do their own girls' day.
Yeah.
Let's go to some show for the night, like just girls. And I'm like, okay, maybe that is a thing that's like actually felt amongst women, but just not stated. Is there any women on here? Indo-Fijian, Fijian, or Chinese that would, not, you weren't raised with your seeing your parents date, but like you want to date? Is that something that's even important to you, or no, like?
Yeah.
Like, you'd rather just do something with like the kids and grandkids rather than like you and your husband go out.
Yeah. True.
It's an interesting thing. Because I feel like a lot of couples don't need that in Fiji. But I wonder if like couples would flourish more if they did have more like one-on-one intimate time together. And when I say intimate, I don't just mean sex. I mean like intimate, like when me and Stephanie like go by ourselves, we just end up in conversation. Like, we're always like here talking about the kids. Remember that? Oh yeah, I remember that. So, yeah, I wonder about that with Fijian couples. I do see like Indo-Fijian couples dating a lot more than I see. Like when we go to some show or something, I will see that more. Is anybody?
Yeah, probably in Subsub we could see them more.
Yeah.
It's from Sam again. Thank you, bro. It means a lot. Bogie is my older brother.
Oh,
I'm in New Zealand. Hope to meet you when I come over.
yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Talking about Uncle Bogie, yeah.
Dude, your brother
Singing
can
dringy.
sing. And we still have that footage?
Yeah, I still have it.
We should just drop it.
Yeah?
On
What you
Facebook,
think?
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe we should just drop like a
compile
long
it,
video
all
on
of the
compile it
singing
all.
Yeah.
Hey?
Like, that's the one thing, if I had to go back and like, I wish there like him, his wife, and the son to do the whole singing drinking again.
Yeah.
Because it's like a mix, yeah?
Dude.
Mix of singing
So-
drinking, English.
So, sorry, who was on the chat here?
Sam.
Sam, yeah. So we were up at Uncle Jacob's house. Well, we were there to spend the night. Me and Tui and Mike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, our friend Mike from Subsub. And so,
No, actually it was you, me, and Catherine
Junadi.
and Junadi.
And Catherine, yeah, right. And so we were all just like crashing on Alan's floor that night with like their 3 kids, our 2 kids, and then Vogie and his wife. Oh, what is her name?
Bogie's
Wife.
wife. He works for the WWF for C3.
Vogie.
No, the wife.
The wife, yeah, she does, yeah.
C3.
They put on like a just awesome singing dringy, and there's just them 3. And so we went up to Uncle Jacob's house, sat on the veranda. The sun like set, where the sun sets, right? And it's just like they're just like, boy, and then we were just like taki, boy, so fun. And we were there till like 1 in the morning or something. And Sam, they showed me not Uncle Jacob's, but somebody's made that knife, that really crazy knife,
What's
handmade.
that knife made of? Oh, the boat's...
A bunch of propeller.
The propeller.
Yeah, and like different washers
Carved
and
it.
stuff. It just like blew my mind. Unbelievable. And the shark, eh? The shark.
Yeah, the
jaw?
casing. What was the casing made out of?
Yeah, I forget now.
The turtle's back was like the,
Yeah, something like that. Turtle leather or some sort, eh?
Yeah.
Turtle shell or something. Yeah. Anyways, very cool family.
Oh yeah, yes, the knife my grandfather made. Yeah.
Your grandfather, yeah. So they graciously brought that out. Who brought it out?
Yeah, the turtle back. See?
The turtleback. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. That is like, that knife is.
Dude, it's so sharp.
I can't. They say they cut out like the wedding cakes and stuff, or like the birthday cakes or that and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
just special,
special.
not for like peeling cassava and stuff. Eh? But I wonder if you know what we should do. We should make like a
Story.
film about that knife,
Yeah.
like
The knife and
just like
them.
with the pictures on the wall and like
Yeah.
them telling stories about the knife for like the grandfather and stuff,
Yeah.
because like that is such a special piece. Yeah.
They're moving there, the whole history.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And like even Uncle Jacob, okay, like he looks like he could be like a grumpy old man. And then like when I met him, he's just like, "Oh, you're so like nice. You're just like Alan.
Yeah.
You're just like Boogie." Like,
Yeah.
and he's just chilling there all night. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh, like." I'm like, shoot, like I don't want to make this guy upset or anything, right? And then he's just like super nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that we've lost everybody, as we've been talking about the Steiner family, I'm just checking if you guys asked us any questions on Facebook. No questions on Facebook. All right. So Jerry Tuai,
Yeah.
double Olympic gold medalist Jerry Tuai will be receiving the $33,000 promised to him by the Fiji First Administration to build his house. He said, Minister for Youth and Sports said Tuai would receive the payment before the men's national seven side head to France for the Olympic Games. He was promised $30,000 to build his house, and we were supposed to pay him once he was ready to do so. I know people have been asking if he has received the money, and we will know that he is ready to build, so we will be paying him. So from the ministry, we are currently working on the payment of $33,000. This will be, yeah, okay. All right. I don't know in Suva. Did he get a piece of land?
Yeah.
Him in
Nanda.
Nandao, Nandao.
Nandawa? So he has the land, but like, I mean, guys, like 33 grand is not going to build you a house in Suva. Like, it's just not. What do you think?
Depends.
The type of house.
Yeah, but like, where are you going to bring your wood from? Like, you can, unless you rip the wood.
If it's cement house,
Yeah.
when you buy the,
I guess depends on the size of the house too, right? Like a one bedroom or something like that, then yeah, but like,
I think it's gonna be for him and his parents.
oh, okay, yeah. I mean, geez, Jerry deserves like $330,000 for what he's done for the country. Like, if you look at the budget, like say Tourism Fiji gets, and then like what Jerry's done, like if you compare like what they've done for the nation, what he's done for the nation. I'm not saying he should get like millions of dollars. Like, they've obviously attracted a lot more dollars to Fiji, but like, can we give him his 33 grand and just like let him, live his life and build his house? Like, he's done a lot for us. So I feel like Fiji, whether it's Fiji First or whether it's freaking whoever, whatever party, like, it shouldn't be like a party thing. It should be like, Jerry's done a lot for Fiji. We should honor Jerry for what he's done. Like, World Sevens Player of the Year and stuff like that. Like, that deserves being rewarded for. So, congratulations, Jerry. If you need help building your house, don't call me. I don't know anything about building. Which is not true, actually. I do know a little bit, but...
Sisa Musun Raka. Bula, long time no see. Did you guys get a new camera or did your network get better? John is glowing.
Oh, no, we've got two lights actually now on each side. Is it really like setting me apart? Yeah?
You're so bright.
Like
Like
my
your future.
Thank you. One more. What do you guys, Oh, New Zealand coach proud to be a Fijian. Tama si tama?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who's the New Zealand coach?
Flying Fijian too.
There was one Fijian representative in the winning New Zealand men's team at the Hong Kong Sevens tournament. What happened to Rokulusoa?
Maybe injured.
Injured? Huh. Head coach Tomasi Thamba Jr. was a proud man after his side beat France 10-7 in the cup final. Wow. Thamba said it was special winning in Hong Kong. It was his first win as a head coach in Hong Kong. So he said he was always proud. He was always a proud Fijian and represented everyone in Fiji despite wearing the colors of another nation. I still represent the people from back home. It doesn't matter now. I'm working with New Zealand. I'm really proud to represent all of us.
Peaceful.
Thamba sympathized with Fijian fans and hoped the Fiji side will come back strong in the next event. Even in this tournament, there are a lot of Fijians here. They came to watch, but our boys didn't do well according to their plan, but I'm sure they can regroup and come back better. The head coach said participating at the Fiji bidder Mara Sevens assisted his side to win the Hong Kong title. He said his players got the much needed game time to prepare for the tournament, before the tournament last week. The funny part is that like New Zealand lost in the semi-finals at Mara Sevens to Army Green, and Army Green went on to win. These DXC Barbarians came from the other side of the draw, and so I think New Zealand finished third or something. It's very interesting, anyways, that like the weekend before, 2 weekends before, yeah, New Zealand finishes third at a local rugby tournament in Fiji. Hong Kong, they win. And it makes you wonder, like, how good are these local teams? Like, how, I was saying to Kroy, actually, I'm like, what if you took like DXC or you took like Army Green and put them in the Hong Kong Sevens? Like, I wonder if they could
If you do like that, it'll be easier because they've been playing.
playing
They've been
together.
playing together
I
for a
know.
long time.
And so, like, what if you just took their jerseys off, put the Fiji jersey on on Army Green, and then sent them?
What happened to the previous Fiji team, like Serevi and Rauluni?
Who? Yeah.
1990, they were playing the number one team.
Oh, really?
In the sevens.
And they just put.
They won all the sevens that they went to around Fiji.
Oh.
So the same team and the same coach took the Fiji team to the Hong Kong Sevens and they win the game.
Really?
In the game.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
It was Serevi, Thomas Ramos Senior,
Itu masih dalam sini, eh?
Oh.
and they win the.
That same team. Like, they all the same players. And the same coach. Kanto.
Number one team and the coach is Tukichi School.
To Kichi School. Vesikula from Tebini.
Oh, that's been done before then.
They win the Nawaka Seven.
Yeah.
In the St. John. Before it was St. John Maris.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Then they win the.
St. John from what?
The Catholic Queen.
Oh,
St. John. The sponsor of.
wow.
They win the.
That's cool, actually.
Cup and win it.
So, I don't know if that'll be done ever again, but it obviously worked at a time. All right. Any other questions?
I got a comment though.
Yeah.
From Bill. Bula Bill.
Bill from last week.
Bill from Holiday Inn.
Whee! Bulunaka Bill.
Buongiorno,
Thank you for
Mr.
joining.
Batisarisari. It's me again, Bill from Holiday Inn. Watching from Sydney, Australia. Dude! Just on vacation with my family. Really appreciate your comments about my service. And last month, I did achieve my award of making guests smile. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Yes. I don't think we had anything to do with that because like you would have achieved that anyways.
Yeah.
But like it's obviously like it's easy to recognize greatness, and so we saw it and everybody else sees it, including like the management and everything at the IHG hotel. So at Holiday Inn, yeah.
He's
That's
in
cool.
Australia.
Just in Australia, casual. So, Bill is an interesting gentleman, and this is something that, like, I feel like a lot of people in Fiji are similar to this. So, this gentleman who works at the Holiday Inn, greeting the guests, and kind of managing the front of house, and that's what I see. Is that I don't know what exactly he does, but like he greets everybody, and he kind of makes sure that like everybody gets taken care of. That's what you feel like when you meet Bill. And it's like, you might look at a guy like that and be like, oh, like you're a friend of house, like kind of attendant guy. Like, okay. And then I got talking to him, it's like, yeah, I have one property over here. I have like a couple taxis over here. And then like, this is just like job here. And I'm like, dude, like, you're not just like hustler. He's a real true hustler. And so, it just shows like you don't have to actually give up like your 9 to 5 to hustle. So like a lot of people are like, I don't have the means to like just stop my work. It's like, no, dude, nobody gets to stop their work and start their business. Like you have to either save for a long time and then you can do that, or you do both, or you work like 3 jobs while you start your business. And so Bill is the perfect example of somebody like that. And so what award did he receive?
Hold on.
Must be like customer satisfaction.
I did a award of making guest smile. Yeah, so probably.
Shout out to Bill, the best hotel like employee in Fiji, I think. All right.
What's your word for the day before?
Word for
Do you
the
have
day.
a word for the day?
Ooh, do I have a word for the day? Ah. What word have I?
I have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, my word for the day is duplicitous.
Duplicitous. Let me try to guess the meaning of duplicitous. Do you have the meaning there?
Yeah.
I have no idea what this word means.
It's marked by deliberate deceptiveness, especially by pretending one set of feelings and acting under the influence of another.
Okay, come again.
Marked by deliberate deceptiveness, especially by pretending one set of feelings and acting under the influence of another. Duplicitous.
All right. So you like feel a certain way, but you act in another way, just to like please people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of deceptive.
Deceptive.
Yeah. Duplicitous. All right.
Deceitful.
Like the UFC fighter, Duplessis.
Yeah.
That's the word of the day. I don't really. I don't have one. So go about your week, guys. Thank you guys for joining. Don't be duplicitous and be stupendous. All right. Thank you guys for joining. My name is Jonathan. We'll see you guys on Friday at 4:30. This is On the Mat. Peace.
Peace.